Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So in today's video, I am going to share with you some food shows that I think you might enjoy if you are a foodie and if you love to watch shows about food. So these are shows that I have really enjoyed watching on Netflix, and they're shows about food where you see home cooks or professional chefs, working it out in the kitchen, and you get to learn new techniques, and you also get to see how different cooks use different ingredients and how they create different recipes using these ingredients. So let's get into it. So the first show is called Cook at All Costs, and I have really enjoyed watching all the episodes of this show. So basically, this show is featuring home cooks who come on the show and who sort of have to gamble in some way to win ingredients to prepare their dishes. At the end of the episode, whatever money you have left in your pot is what you take home. So think about it this way: you're cooking with a budget, but you have to make really smart choices as to how much you're willing to spend to get a winning dish, but also to keep enough money in your bank so you can go home with more money. So in one of the episodes I watched, there was a bidding for like potatoes, right? And these chefs were, meant to start bidding at, I think it was about $1,000. And so you would have two chefs or three of them bidding for the same ingredient. And the aim of that ingredient is to probably add a different element to their dish or to add something to their dish to help them win. So now you have chefs bidding for that ingredient, and let's say it starts at $1,000, and now they're bidding, and this one says 1,000, the other one says 2,000, and 3,000, and 4,000. And at the end of the day, one of the chefs had to buy a bowl of cubed potatoes for $6,000. And so that meant that he had $6,000 less in his pot just for potatoes, right? And so he used that in his brunch episode. And so these are the sort of challenges that these chefs go through on the show. So you have to make really smart choices and you have to sometimes take risks, because sometimes they would have like ingredients that are like surprise ingredients where you are not sure what you're getting, but if you want to gamble and see if that would add some element to your dish, then you spend some money and get these ingredients, and you might be lucky, it might be an element that had been missing in your dish in the first place. So I really enjoy watching this show because I think it's such an innovative way to explore cooking, but also to keep you aware of the costs that you can encounter when it comes to making a dish. And I know it's not like the real life example of, you're not spending $6,000 on potatoes, right? But you're sort of making decisions when you're in the kitchen. You're asking yourself, or even when you're shopping, grocery shopping for food, you're asking yourself, do I want to buy this over this, or do I want to get this one over this one? And sort of these decisions that we just make as home cooks, but you're seeing people have to make it on TV and have to make it really fast and have to spend exorbitant amounts of money to get ingredients. If you just enjoy the thought of wondering if you would be willing to spend that much, because when I was watching this show, right, I kept thinking to myself, I'm not spending $6,000 on potatoes. No. I'm not doing that. So those are the kind of conversations that start to happen in your mind when you watch shows like this, because you start to ask yourself questions like, would I spend that amount of money on an ingredient if I had to, or would I say no and just sort of take a gamble? But here's the thing: sometimes that gamble could pay off, because if you buy that extra ingredient and it adds an additional element to your dish, then you could win the whole show. But if you don't win, then you lose all the money. So it's sort of like something you have to play with in your mind and see what works out for you. So I shouldn't say any more about this show. If you're not excited already, then I don't know what will excite you further. Go and watch this show. This show is entertaining, it's engaging, and if you're a foodie, you will love it. So the next show I will share with you is called Pressure Cooker. And this show is featuring a group of chefs who get to live together and they get to also judge each other's food. So this show is really interesting because you get to watch these chefs try to navigate their relationships as well as sort of, cook good food, and then they get judged by the same people that they are living with. So if you're up for some entertainment and the roller coaster of emotions that you will experience watching this show, then you might want to explore watching Pressure Cooker. The next one is called The Final Table. So for this show, you have a group of chefs cooking dishes from different parts of the world. And guess what? They are presenting these dishes to chefs who come from these countries. So talk about pressure, right? It's exciting, but it's also tense because you're getting to watch them on TV, try to impress these judges or these chefs who come from the countries where these dishes come from. And the good thing about this show is that it's not just about food, it also teaches you about culture and tradition. Also, you get to learn so much about these dishes and their origins and the stories behind them as well. So the last but definitely not the least show is Five Star Chef. This show is set in London and it is a group of chefs who are competing to be the head chef at a restaurant in a hotel in London. And so this show is exciting. You get to watch the creativity of the chefs, you get to watch the innovation, the ideas that they all bring to the table. You get to see how chefs work together in the kitchen and all of that drama. So if you're a person who enjoys things like this, you enjoy good food, you enjoy seeing innovation in food, you enjoy seeing how chefs work together in the kitchen, you enjoy looking out for new techniques that you could also try out in your home cooking, because that's one of the reasons I watch these shows. I love to learn one or two things in these shows that I get to implement in my home cooking, or at least I try to. So if you're a person who enjoys things like this, then these are some shows I think you might really enjoy watching. And there are lots of them on there as well, but these are the ones that I have really like watched episode to episode. So check them out and get to explore these shows, get to see new techniques that you might pick up, get to see the contestants that you might find yourself rooting for. And at the end of the day, it's just having a great time watching fellow food lovers cook food as well. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Let me know if you've seen any of these shows in the comment section and what you enjoyed about the show. Or you could as well share your suggestions of the shows you've seen that you think we might enjoy watching, so we can all explore that together. But thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please do well to like, leave me a comment, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and see you later.